morning, everybody. It's the chosen one, it's the guided one, it's the guided one. It's the chosen one, it's the man with the pitcher of water. It's really good to be on here. Today, thought I'd come with some spiritual perspective, metaphysical perspective on the aspects of the different states of matter, right? And yeah, that's all it's really going to be. I'm just going to throw a perspective out there for those who click and link with this, or vibrate and vibe with this. So I'm just going to get started, right? So I was thinking the other day how I was talking to my significant other a while back of how water is crystalline. It's microscopic subatomic crystals, and I am at a stage in my spiritual practice, in my spiritual body, where my senses, I can actually pick up on the metaphysics of things. So like with my eyes, I can see the shapes and the makeup of things on a metaphysical lens. And my smell, my smell is enhanced a little more. I can smell whether or not something's good for me or bad for me. My taste is above and beyond, and that's just a natural thing because we, as melanated beings, we are more sensitive to these things. That's why we are the drug addicts. That's why we are we cook the best. That's why we feel love harder. Our emotions are more entangled. We're always in some sort of like altercation or whatever the case is, or circumstance, whatever. That just comes with the territory of being black and being melanated. But for myself, I think my hearing is the thing that's been changed the most. And the reason I say this is because when I start with water because you can't really hear solids, right? Unless they're breakdown or they're moving or some force of nature is causing it to move, because everything that's in movement has life, right? Anything that's the more materialized something gets, the more harder it gets and the less movement it has. Therefore, it's truly dead, right? So real matter is not being alive, right? Even though that's why we as matter, that's why the body's made up of 75% water, because we're always in movement and we need water to hydrate ourselves. And that liquid is the last state before you are dead. And being that we have these hard bodies ran off of liquid, powered by other things, it gives us the ability to rise up in spirituality. You see what I mean? We are solid, ran off of water as an energy source, powered by oxygen. You see what I mean? In different stages, right? Oxygen is given to us through the air, right? And the more you go up these stages, the more you're liberated into the spiritual realm. And so the reason I wanted to start with water today is because water I can actually hear, me personally, I can actually hear the crystals flowing in the water, because that's what all water is. And that's why water is the best refractor of light, reflector and refractor of light, because light, if you shine a light through like a diamond or a certain crystal, it refracts the light differently, right? But water is the best way to do that, which is, if you think about it in a metaphysical, spiritual terms, the light of God or the light of the cosmos or the light beings and where we come from, and the reason that we have to be, we have to have water to survive. Remember, all life comes from water. That's in the Bible and the Quran. All life comes from water. That's what Allah says in the Quran and the Bible, and I'm sure in other scriptures. But all life comes from water. Even the scientists say this, right? So with that being said, that means our light is being condensed down here, and the fact that we are water beings gives us the advantage to, like I said, increase our stages through consciousness and all the different senses and the chakras through to raise out of here on a frequency and vibratory and a resonance-based path. And so, like I said, I could hear water in its crystal structure. You ever listen to pouring water? I mean fresh pouring water, not dead water. Not the water from your sink, because it creates a different tone, a different sound because of the way it comes out. I'm talking about like you're running a bath, right? You got the water on slow. Listen to the water. Close your eyes and listen to it. All that sound, that what you're hearing is those tiny crystals. Imagine you had a bag of crystals and you shake it. What sound would that be? Right? Or glass or crystals, right? And I mean real crystals, like real hard, pristine condition. You shake a bag of crystals, what are you gonna hear? Now imagine those crystals at a very, 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 very tiny scale. I'm talking microscopic, right? Because that's essentially what water is. And when water flows, you can hear the crystals. And this is why water, solid, liquid, gas, plasma, that's the fourth state of matter that not a lot of people talk about. They don't teach us in school. Because if they did, we'd find out about our blood, and they don't want us to find out about our blood because then it would go back in time to where we're from and all these things, and they don't want to educate us on those things. They don't want us to have that knowledge. But anyway, this is why the states of matter are illusions. That's why this world, matter, is an illusion. And in my last video, I was talking about black holes and how our light is being sucked in and magnetized, because it's magnetized. Ma, the negative energy, the female, the one who gives the life, gives the matter. That's why she's considered the negative, not in a bad way, but it's just her makeup, her nature, in which she is to bring forth the materialistic realm, the shaitan, the Lucifer matrix, right? That's why in the Kaaba, in Islam, the Kaaba, that's why you have the Muslims, they wear white, and they circle around the black cube. It's actually not black underneath, but they put a black cloth underneath, or on top of it to represent that. It actually represents Metatron's cube. Metatron is actually an angel. He's also in Islam too. He's an angel who is responsible. It's one of the basic building blocks, sacred geometry, building block of the, I would say, subatomic or subatomic, because all these things are shapes, subatomic structure of the human being, right? The way in which we're made up, right? And this is what we circle around, because this is the same thing, the same cube-like structure that pulls our light here, right? So if you look at the Kaaba, for my Muslims, if you look at the Kaaba, it's actually a representation of life manifest here in the dunya, in this world, right? And that's why Allah wants us to focus on that way, in that perspective. Because if you're looking at it, if you're looking at it from a different perspective, the surface level is just go and wear your white, take your Hajj, do your pilgrimage. It's a good thing to look at it that way, but what you're actually doing is you're falling into the shaitanic trap of being surface level, which is materialism. You're just falling into the material aspect of it, not realizing that when you wear white, you're representing the light and where we come from, the true light, and how it's being sucked into the black holes. Now, the black holes aren't a bad thing; they're portals. But you have to learn this, and you have to realize